Alright traders, I am back again with another video. In this video I just want to take a chance to look at a trade that I was in, and now I'm kicking myself because I made a mistake on this trade. But I'm going to show you what I did and what happened here. So basically I was in the pound Swiss franc, been in the trade for quite a while, got in here on one of our fractal trades. At this point right here I entered the market here. My stop loss was as where it was, where you could see where it is. Alright, so what happened was when I entered this trade, Chico span was below price at that point, so I felt good there. Our TK crossover was still bearish, and we still had a bright future, but price was below Kijinsen, which is a sign of change of the trend, a possible trend change direction. All right, and when price dropped to the downside, the reason I stayed in this trade, and even though it didn't do anything here and then it moved higher on me, put me in drawdown for a couple of days, was because price never was able to violate the Kijinsen right here. So it never violated back to the upside, and then finally we got a TK crossover, and then at that point I felt pretty good. And then another strong sign after we couldn't violate the Kijinsen at this point. All right, because Kijinsen was pointing up, Tenkan-sen was pointing down, and so there was a divergence here with the Ichimoku system. All right, and price. Therefore, with that divergence, I felt good being in the trade short, and I could see that price was not violating my basically your trailing stop level, but basically I wasn't violating this Kijinsen, which was strong for me. So without violating that Kijinsen, we got the crossover. At that point, like I said, I felt pretty good, because then price dropped after the crossover, and then price was unable to violate Tenkan-sen at that point. So you see here, price never violated Tenkan-sen and continued to the downside. Now my only problem was I had set a target at this flat cloud here, because I look at Ichimoku observation theory, but I'm going to show you, basically we'll talk about the a measured move 1-to-1 ratio, and I'm going to show you that real quick and why I set my target. And if I usually never ever set a target, I set a target but I don't allow it to take me out of the trade. What I do is I'll set a target. So when I set a target here, usually I'll set a target with an alert. So there's no target, it's just an alert, and then when price reaches that level, it will trigger that alert for me, and then I can come check on my trade to decide what I want to do. So what I decided was I put my alert in here, but I also put my stop loss there. So I put my take profit level there, and price came down and triggered me this morning and took me out. But you could see what price is still doing. All right, so when I entered here, you could see where price took me out at that point. All right, so I wasn't really happy, because now I look and see what the market is doing. So how did I figure out my target? First of all, the flat cloud automatically felt like that was going to be a level where price would bounce on that, and it started to show some signs. But then when I take this off of my chart, I'm going to show you the 1-to-1 move, the measured move. A lot of times this measured move is used in Ichimoku observation theory. So first you could look at here, so you see where the market made an end pattern here, and then price came. So if you entered a trade in this area, price came down to your target here, right here. Okay, so that was your 1-to-1 move at that point, because you had a 1, 2, 3 shooting for 4. So now we had a 1, 2, 3. Now when I entered the trade, I didn't have a 1, 2, 3. I had a I knew that there was going to be a pullback at some point, and then I could look for my target. So when we got the pullback here, that's when I had the 1, 2, 3, where I could find a measured move for 4. So then all I did was place this here, place this here, and place this here, and then you see my target. My target was at this level. Price came down, triggered me up here, and then continued to drop, and it's continuing to drop. Now we're getting ready to have a possible Kumo breakout. This candle closes in another hour and 12 minutes, so we're getting ready to have a Kumo breakout, bearish breakout. Not sure if I would enter this trade. I'm going to wait for a pullback move, but because I got out at this level, so why would I get back in at this level? But we're getting ready to have this bearish crossover. All right, price closes through the cloud, that's a bearish sign, Kumo breakout, and then you have a TK crossover that's already bearish, and then Chico span bearish. So your next level of concern will be this flat cloud here. It could be this level. All right. But if not, it'd be this level. For both price getting to that point, you'll see Chico span get to that point. So that would be your next level of concern where price may pull back. We were showing strong momentum to the downside. Man, I really didn't think about my stop loss, my take profit level, and I allowed that to trigger me. Otherwise, I'd still be in this trade for a little more profit. And it may not even pull back for a little while here. May get down to this level before it pulls back. But yep, made that mistake, left that on the table. I never ever place a target really. Suppose I say a target, but I never really place a take profit level. What I do is place a target, as I said, and I put an alert at that target, and when price gets there, I look at it. But being that the market was sitting for so many days, I didn't have much profit. It wasn't doing much for me for these days here, and then it started to slowly drop and still wasn't giving me much until this point. And now it's really strong. I should have been still in this trade. Now I'm kicking myself, but no big deal. There's other trades to be found. And the thing about it is I understand and know. So I had other traders, when I posted this trade setup in our chat room, I had other traders that took the trade, and I probably have some traders that are still in the trade, but I had some that took the trade where I did but got out on the correction. So I wanted to try to teach people about understanding the market structure and understanding that this was just going to be a pullback. Now, you're not sure, but there were some good signs that were able to keep you from letting the market get you into a trade, and then as soon as you get in drawdown, you fall out and drop out. All right. So the things to learn about that are understanding, first of all, the market structure, and then understanding your support and resistance levels. And what, if you're looking at Ichimoku here, you can see price never violated our Kijun-sen or the Kijun-sen now at this down move. So what I could have been doing is allowing this to run. So I probably would have just put my stop loss now above this level, because I would have had defined profit in here. And then if it broke loose, I'd just move it down more to the stop to my flat cloud here. And then as it got to this flat level here, I would have started to look for a reversal candle and probably put a stop loss right above that level. And then I could have made that profit, right? But what coulda, shoulda, woulda. So I don't usually let that happen to me, because I never, as I said, place profit levels. I just go by allowing to see what the market's doing at that point. If the market shows me a sign of reversal at that point, then I might take the profit, or I just may move my stop loss tighter. But at this point, I already had a profit level set in, and the market triggered me before I could change it. All right, so hopefully this helps somebody. Hopefully it helps you to learn and understand that maybe you don't want to just automatically put a profit level in there. You want to put maybe a target in there that you have an alert, and then you come and look at it. And then also hopefully you understand about if price can stay below that Kijun-sen or Kijun-sen, depending on which direction you're trading and what kind of a trade you're in. Those levels are strong for you to continue to stay in the trade until it violates those levels. All right, and that's what my whole plan was on this, because I got it at a perfect level. All right, so when we get that level, you can see the market was moving higher. Then it had this break to the downside, and this could be just a big good correction, because the overall big market move is to the upside. So this could be just a really good correction, but it was a good one. All right, so hopefully this helps y'all. Until next time, have a great one. God bless. So long.